Chapter 3, Section 1. This chapter is called Variables, Expressions, and Equations. Section 1 is Formulas and Variables. I know you've been exposed to this a little bit in the past, so hopefully some of it will be review for you. Some of it will be a little new, though, as well. So a variable is a letter or symbol. And symbol, don't worry about too much. We're probably not going to run into too many of those. It's a letter or symbol that represents a quantity that can, and this is where we go back to the word here. The beginning of this is vary. I know it's not spelled right, but vary. It can change or vary. Okay, it's something that will change. So if you had a question that asked, what are the variables in this? The variables in here, we're looking for letters or symbols that are in there. So we've got the letter A and the letter R. Those are both variables. Don't be tricked by the fact that there's pi in there, because pi is not a variable, because it does not change. It's always 3.14159, a bunch of other numbers. Also, the number 2 is not a variable, because those do not change. They are what we call this next thing, a constant. So a constant is something that doesn't change. For example, pi. It doesn't change. For example, any number. So the number 2, number 1000, those numbers are always the same. They don't change. So then what is a formula? A formula has it's an equation, and if you remember, an equation is something on one side equal to something on another side. It is in the form of x equals 5, or a equals pi r squared, or c equals 2 pi r. The similar thing on all of these is that there is a single variable. So the beginning is a single variable equal to something. You have a single variable on one side equal to something on the other side. When we put numbers into there, because sometimes we'll use a formula or an equation for something, and when we put numbers in, we call it substitution. So substitution. So you're subbing in, just like in a soccer game. The right forward, if you go in for the right forward, you're replacing them. You're taking their spot. When we look at an example here, given D equals S times T, how far does a Boeing 747 travel in 4 hours if it flies at 604 miles per hour? Well, D would be our distance, S and T are our speed and time. In the book, they use the formula D equals R times T, or R equals D divided by T. Those are, this R here, you could just change to an S in there. So if you want in your assignment, change that R to an S, or just know that the R is rate, which is speed. All right, so D equals S times T. First step, always, and this I'm looking for this when you solve, you're going to write the equation you're going to use, S times T, because sometimes you're going to use a different one. Then you're going to put down what we know. Well, we know the speed. This here is our speed. So D equals 604. And we don't need to put units. In a perfect world, you would. But in math class here, we're not going to worry about those units. 604 times 4 as the time. And again, perfect world, put units. Here I'm not too worried. So first, you're going to write down the formula. Second, you're going to fill in the blanks there. And then you're going to solve. So you're actually going to do the math. You're going to grab your calculator, 604 times 4. You're going to say D equals 2,416 miles. It's great that there's units here. I'm going to be looking for that, but not necessarily always requiring that. When you're in science class, you probably really need to use units. In math class, I'm looking more, can you do the math? All right, an IQ question. So if a person's IQ drops for every 5 Red Bulls they drink, what would a person's IQ be after 6 Red Bulls if they started with an IQ of 104? So when I think about this one, I'm looking, okay, what is the question? The question is the end there. What would a person's IQ be after 6 Red Bulls if they started with 104? So we know some starting points. We know what's happening there. So drops. What is drops here? That is going to be subtraction. So where are we starting? We're starting at 104. So 104. My drops minus. So when I think about this, I usually look, okay, if I took 1 Red Bull, so these are Red Bulls, and my IQ is going to drop, how many? It's going to drop 5. Well, if I had 2 Red Bulls, it's going to drop 10. 3 Red Bulls, it's going to drop 15. Well, what if I had a certain number of Red Bulls, like that we don't know, a variable? How much is it going to drop? When I look at this, I think, okay, how do I get from 1 to 5? Well, I can add 5 every time. Sorry, not add 5. Add 4. 1 plus 4 gives me 5. Does it work to do 2 plus 4? To get to 10? No, it doesn't work. So how else can I get to 5? Ooh, I could multiply times 5. So does 2 times 5 work? Does 3 times 5 work? So every time I'm multiplying by 5. So it's my number times 5. So I'm going to have minus 5. And you're going to multiply that by the number of Red Bulls, which is our column right here. So 5 times Red Bulls. And that's going to equal your IQ. So now I have what I'm going to use here, and 104 minus 5 times Red Bull. So if I have 104 minus 5 times, and in here it says we have 6 Red Bulls, 6. We have 104 minus 30, because we have to follow order of operations. 104 minus 30 is 74. So there's my final answer. All right, so what do we need to be able to do for this one? Identify a variable in an equation, identify a constant in the equation, identify when an equation is a formula and when it's not a formula, and substituting numbers. So when you're given an equation, can you substitute and do them?